Sunday morning, we decided to try and sleep in a little bit. This snow and cold weather just knocked the wind right out of our sails. Well, everybody but June. She was up on time, keeping a watchful eye on Scrappy. Luckily, this crap weather hasn't stuck around very long, and the snow's already starting to melt. Hey, for the record, I didn't tell you had to work on Sunday.
Yeah. Somebody's got to keep an eye on you.
Jeremy claims he's keeping an eye on me, but in reality, I think he's just as excited to get this truck done as I am. So he came over Sunday to do some final prep work and mask the truck off so it's ready to go Monday morning. While Jeremy's busy finishing up some prep work and masking, Vicky's over on the other side of the shop working on her merchandise, going through emails and telling everybody not to worry.
Don't panic. I get more made every couple of weeks.
So what do we got left to do tomorrow before we spray this thing?
Pick this sucker up in here.
Oh, that's right. You gotta weld that in, right?
Yeah. I want to get primer on both sides. Otherwise, I'll have rust lines coming down the white, and we don't want that.
So we just gotta tack weld this rain rail in there. And a few little spots to scuff.
Yeah, scuff the top a little bit, mask the windshield off and the doors. And then we're ready to blow the white on.
Blow and go.
Blow and go. And then time to put the interior in.
Perfect.
All shiny pretty white.
Well, the main thing I'm interested in is taking all this crap down and organizing all this humongous mess. I know you don't realize it because you live that way, but I don't. I can't stand it. Like, I can't even find any of my tools right now. They're all covered in plastic, and then everything that was over here is like in a huge disaster mess over in that corner, and I'm grumpy.
Like my old lady who always complains about messes.
So Monday morning I come in and Mr. Kenny Powers has been busy building shelves for Vicky in the merch area. And she's got some errands for me to run, evidently.
I need you to take these to Australia, or start over.
You want me to take them to Australia?
I meant, these are the Australia orders, and these have to go to UPS. So, here you go. You get to deliver
I'm going to deliver them to Australia?
to UPS.
Thank you. So I load up my orders from the land down under into the back of the Malibu and head to Pataskala to the UPS store. I drop that stuff off there, and then I head over to the gas station to fill up the Malibu and head to Jegs. I jump on 70, lock the converter in the 700R, and away we go. When I made it up to 11th Avenue to Jegs, I pulled in, and I find Dan out in the parking lot helping some customers with some wheels, measure and offset. I hung out in the showroom and waited on Uncle Terry. He was pretty busy when I first got there. When I finally spotted him, he was dishing out sheet metal, rolling out a hood and floor pans, all kind of stuff. So I did a little window shopping on the back wall for some wheels until Terry had time to come out and help me. I came out and popped the hood on the Malibu, and he took some measurements on the radiator to get me hooked up with a good fan. The fan that we had on there quit working and evidently locked up. Not only did Terry hook me up with that, but he hooked me up with some stuff I might need this weekend just in case I make it down to Edgewater for Cincy Street Nights. While I'm standing there talking to Terry, I noticed these street rod gas pedals, and I thought, hey, that might be the ticket for the C-10. So Terry got me one of those and helped me carry everything out to the Malibu and sent me on my way. By the time I got back to the house, the dogs were running around outside and Vicky was just leaving to go run some errands, and Jeremy was just about ready to start spraying the top of that truck. Now keep in mind that we don't paint cars for a living. We're hacking our way through this. The beige really gave us trouble yesterday. We're hoping that the white would lay down a little easier, but it did not. So I called down to Mark's to see if he had a little bit of time he could stop up and lend a hand and give us some advice on setting the gun and mixing the paint, which he did. As it turns out, I think we were using the wrong scale on the mixing cup, because after Mark showed up to help us set up the gun and mix the reducer into the paint, it started to lay down much, much better. Painting the top of the cab is the final step towards putting this truck back together, and it's come a long way since the day Kirkwood Auto Glass came out and pulled the windshield out of the cab. We found a lot of rust, we found a lot of mouse nest, and you'd never know it today to look at this truck. Jeremy's done an absolutely phenomenal job of welding up the rust holes not only in the top of the cab, but in the floor pans and in the rockers. The interior looks absolutely amazing. I'm really proud of Jeremy and Kenny. They have both done so much to bring this truck back to life. And finally, Vicky gets to see it with the top painted for the first time. All right, everybody, welcome back. So today was a really good day. We finally got that top painted. We are now in a position to start putting things back together. I called Kirkwood Auto Glass tonight, and they're going to come out Wednesday. I think Wednesday afternoon is the plan, and put the windshield in. I got a brand new windshield seal. Jeremy's going to do a little bit of wet sanding and buffing on the top tomorrow because there's a few spots that's got real bad orange peel where he was struggling with the gun a little bit. But thank you to Mark from A1 Auto Parts. He came up here today and helped us get the gun set up and troubleshoot some of the problems we were having with mixing the paint with reducer. Single stage is not easy. It's much more difficult, I think, than base clear, but the top has come out really, really nice. You can't even tell where those rust holes were in the top of the cab. I mean, you can't tell they were ever there. So the interior looks perfect. I mean, it looks really, really nice. It's exactly what I wanted. We can now start putting the kick panels. I've got carpeted kick panels to put in it. We've got sound deadening. We've got new carpet. We've got, of course, the new seat. And then the door panels are painted. We've got a new headliner to put in it, a new rear window seal, of course, the new dash cluster, and then the glove box. I've got a brand new glove box for it. I've got new sill plates, the sill plates that go in the between the seat and the rocker panel. I got brand new chrome sill plates for it. So we've got a lot to do now, and it's all good stuff. It's like all the hard work is over now. Now it's fun stuff. We get to put it back together, and like every day it starts to look nicer and nicer from here on, instead of it gets worse and worse every time you look at it. So there's light at the end of the tunnel finally. I think we're going to make it. I'm really excited about it. Vicky's really excited about it. I can't wait to drive this thing. We've got a little bit of electrical work to do. I need to put transmission fluid in it. We need to run brake lines and get the brakes up on it. I don't know. I feel like we're probably within a week of having this thing roadworthy. We'll see. I can't wait. I'm so excited. So this weekend, we were planning on going to Cincy Street Nights Friday night, and it looks like the weather is not going to be conducive to drag racing. So the powers that be down at Edgewater Motorsports Park changed the date from Friday to Saturday. So I think this is going to be a really good opportunity for me to take the Malibu down and make some laps with it. However, I've got some work to do before I can do that. I've got to get some drag radials mounted on the Kraggers on the back. There's no sense taking it down there on a hard tire. It's not going to go anywhere. So I think there's some drag radials off Billy's S10 up over the mezzanine over there. and me and Kenny's going to dig those out tomorrow, and I plan on taking the wheels off the back of the Malibu and maybe taking them down to Bowman Goodyear and having some tires swapped on. Jeremy's going to work on wet sanding and buffing the truck. He said he can do that out in the driveway tomorrow. So that'll give us an opportunity to pull the Malibu in, and we can pull those wheels off, and I can do some work on the Malibu. The Malibu still has the factory column shifter in it, and I'm not so sure that that's going to work out very well with racing it. So I've bought a brand new like a quarter stick style shifter. However, I want to take the front seat out and see if I can make a mount that bolts to the bottom of the stock bench seat and curls up in front of the bench seat and raises the shifter up where you can get to it. I don't want to put it on the floor. I don't want to drill holes in the floor. If I can make something to bolt or clamp underneath the factory bench seat to hold the shifter, that would be ideal. And I want to put nitrous on it. And I don't know if I'll get that done this week or not, but I have plans to put nitrous on that Malibu. And for right now, it'll probably just be 150 shots, something like that, just in case I need it. I have no idea what that car is going to run Saturday. It might be a dud. It might run a little better than I thought. The last time I had a car that run 1150s was my Nova, and it was a flat top 355 with a set of ported double hump heads that I had ported myself years and years and years and years ago. The combination was a 355 flat top with double hump heads and a 480 lift hydraulic cam, flat tappet cam. And it went 12 O's, and I pulled the heads off and ported the heads myself. I didn't change anything else, just ported the heads, put it back together, and it ran 1160s. I think the best was 1157 in the fall in good air. So I think that the Malibu definitely has the capability of going 1150, but I don't think it's going to run that right off the bat. I talked to Viking today, and I've ordered a set of shocks for the Malibu, some double adjustables to put all the way around it. I'm not going to do coilovers. I want stock springs left in it, but I went ahead and ordered a new set of shocks because it's got the original shocks still on the car, and they're not in very good shape. I feel like they're definitely needing replaced with at least stock replacements, but I want to put a good set of double adjustables on it so I can dial a suspension in. And every step of the way as we go with the Malibu, I'll document it and show you guys what it runs and what I do to it to get it to go faster. And we'll put the dual adjustable shocks on. We'll show what difference that makes. We'll do some tuning on the carburetor and ignition timing. We'll put nitrous on it, and we'll show how I go through it step by step. It's a stock Malibu. It is a clean slate. So what are my goals for the Malibu? Well, I want to be able to run 1150s in the car because that's as fast as you're allowed to go without a roll cage or a roll bar, and I'm not putting a roll bar in it. Ultimately, I would like to see the Malibu go in the 9s, okay? Now, obviously, it's not going to happen legally at an NHRA track, but I can sneak one in every once in a while. So, initially, we're going to put nitrous on it, and we'll just use that for finish line driving and bracket racing, and I'll show you guys my tactics, my finish line tactics. And I may take a little while to warm up. It may take me a while to get up on the wheel and get back like I used to be able to drive. I haven't bracket raced in a long time. It's been almost 20 years since I drove a race car competitively. Well, I shouldn't say it's been 20 years. It hasn't been 20 years. I've run that Nova a handful of times in 650 index, and I won every time I got in it. But that's totally different. I've never driven a G-body. I've never raced this Malibu. This will be foot brake, and it's much more difficult than probably what I was doing with the Nova. So we'll see how it goes. But that's the plan. So stay tuned. Tomorrow, I'll be back in action out here in the shop working on the Malibu, getting some tires put on, maybe put a shifter in it. We'll see. Jeremy's going to be out here wet sanding and rubbing. We've got to put the generator back in the race car trailer. We've got a ton of work to do to get ready for this weekend. So we'll see y'all maybe tomorrow. I'll try and get a video up every day this week. Good night, everybody.